Good morning or good afternoon, or maybe it's good evening. Wherever you are around the world, we just want to let you know you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show with your hockey coach guru, Coach FRENCHY, back in the booth. Today we talk about the best contract for the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season in NHL 2021-2022. Don't go nowhere. But before we start, we would like to invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on the Facebook page and on the YouTube channel. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the likes and let us know about your comments about the best contract for the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go. So the best contract for the Montreal Canadiens for the coming season. Let's starting with David Savard. The 30 years old signed a contract of 4 years with the Montreal Canadiens at $3.5 million. That would make him finish his contract at 34. We know what he can bring on the table. His experience. He played over 10 years in NHL now with the Columbus Blue Jackets for many years. And of course, he joined the Tampa Bay Lightning at the trade deadline last season and won the Stanley Cup with them. Look, he's a great defenseman at home. Home defense, what are you talking about, Coach? He's great on the defensive side. It's not a guy who's going to carry on the puck. It's not a guy who's going to score a lot of goals. But on the defensive side, it's physical. He's really great around the net. He's aware of what's going on. And, of course, he can apply a lot of body check around the goaltender. So the second thing I want to mention finally is with him about David Savard is his sense of leadership, because he has a lot of experience in NHL. He's been there for many years. He can bring that part of the leadership inside that new team. He just joined the Montreal Canadiens and he was born in Quebec. So that's another plus. I'm sure he's proud and he's excited to play for the Montreal Canadiens. The next player I want to talk about is Mike Hoffman, another new player for the Montreal Canadiens. The 31 years old signed contract of 3 years at $4.5 million. We know what he accomplished so far with Ottawa Senators, went to Florida Panthers, 1 year with the St. Louis Blues, now he's Montreal Canadiens. Look, it's all about offensive side with him. That's what he does. That's what he brings on the table. That's what is at his best. It's really on power play. On the top shell, all right, on the right side, that's what he does. He's a left shoulder. His sniper is great. He can score from many angles, and that's what he does. He have an average about 28 to 32 goals per season in the last couple of years. And most of the goal, I will give you about 12 to 15 goals of the 30 goals he scored usually are all in power play. So you know he's really where he can bring another great potential way for the Montreal Canadiens to become better. We know Montreal struggled in power play for many years. Again, this year there was below at 20%. With Caulfield, with HOFFMAN, with DVORAK, I believe this team is going to reach this season at least 22, 23%. That would not be surprised me, to be honest with you. The next one I want to talk about is Jake Allen. We know Jake signed a contract. He got traded to the Montreal Canadiens a year ago. And now he signed also a contract at $2.8 million for the next 2 years. The 31 years old, been with an NHL for many years with the St. Louis Blues. He was before a goaltender number 1, but he's maybe now one of the best goaltender backup in NHL, to be honest with you. One of the great trade for the Montreal Canadiens, Marc Bergevin, to get Jake Allen. So Jake not only have a great experience, but also have a lot of leadership, have a great chemistry with Carey Price, and that's helping Price at the same time. So I'll be honest with you, Jake is going to have a really busy year because Carey Price, I'm not sure how many games he's going to do this season. We know he just tried to recover for a knee surgery. And I would not be surprised if Jake Allen play over 35 games for the upcoming season. But I'm not worried what he can do between the pipe for the Montreal. The next players I want to talk about this is Jeff Petry. Up his deal now, he have only 4 years to go at $6.2 million. The 33 years old. At that moment, I'm not sure, at 37, 36, 37, what he's going to do. But at that moment, because we lost Weber, the Montreal Canadiens have now Jeff Petry, number one defenseman. We know what he can bring on an offensive side. He proved it last season. When he's all in, this guy can be the top 20 best defenseman in NHL at 6.2 is cheap, to be honest with you. He's a great on offensive. He's really a quarterback on power play, right? Of course, he's been in the NHL now. And, like you said, he's grateful to get an opportunity to play for the Montreal Canadiens. And now, with his age at 33 and many years in NHL, he brings that kind of leadership also inside that team for the Montreal. One thing we don't talk a lot sometimes, is the puck movement he brings. Like, he can carry on the puck all the way north-south at any time. That's what he is, Jeff Petry. So it would be really interesting what Jeff now is going to do for Montreal for the upcoming season, because now really he's the number one defenseman because Shea Weber is out. The next player I want to talk about is Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli has a great year last season, his first year in NHL with 28 goals with the Montreal Canadiens. So that's a great start for him. And the second thing I want to mention to you, I apologize, he's not 33, is 29 years old. So he still have 3 more years, or his 4 years to go with the Montreal at 4.2. Look, we know what he did last year. Great chemistry with Suzuki. He scored on the power play, also more experience. He won the Stanley Cup with the Los Angeles Kings, played 1 year with the Canucks. Now he's with Montreal. First top line for Montreal at 4.2, guys. This is cheap, to be honest with you. And we know, I would not be surprised if he scored again 25 to 33 goals with Montreal and for the season 2021-2022. And he will play, I believe, with Caulfield and Suzuki, or Suzuki and Gallagher. I would not be shocked if Dominic Chan make that line possible. But top line and also top on the power play, unit 1 for Tyler Toffoli. But before we leave, we want to mention 3 more players. Why, coach? Because I think they have also great contract. We know it's the end of the 3 years contract for Ben Chiarot with the Montreal Canadiens. Listen, he is right now the defenseman number 2 for Montreal. And at 3.5, this is another cheap contract. Great signature par Marc Bergevin. Talk about Marc Bergevin. Why not his straight 5th overall pick drop, not overall, but a 5th round pick to get Joel Edmundson, and the 28 years old signed also at $3.5 million, still 3 years to go. We know Joel, what he did with Joel Petry last season. That pair, the defenseman 3 and 4, was unbelievable. I think Edmundson as a defenseman 3 or 4 at 3.5, great. And we know he's a great defenseman on defensive and a more experience now in NHL. And of course, he can bring that kind of leadership without Weber now. So he can bring that, what Shea did inside the locker room. Joel can do that. And finally, the new baby for the Montreal Canadiens is Christian DVORAK. They trade him after the departure of Jesperi Kotkaniemi for the Carolina Hurricanes. The 25 years old have a contract now for $4.5 million per year and another 4 years to go. And we know Christian DVORAK, guy, is going to be a great asset for Montreal. It's a mix of Philippe Danault at the end 2.0, I can tell you. And I think is more better on an offensive side. And for Montreal to have Christian DVORAK for the upcoming season, that gave them a chance more possible to make the playoff, to be honest with you. So this is all about the best contract for the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season. That showed to you a lot of fans complaining about the work of Marc Bergevin. We are, as the fan, we try too much to be perfect. Everybody make mistake. Overall, Marc Bergevin for 9 years with Montreal Canadiens, in my book, did a good job with the team. You can see, if you look about each one of them, they are part of the team this season. It's because Marc Bergevin find a way to get great trade or great way to sign some fun players, and that's what Marc Bergevin is. And also, of course, we don't mention more what Bergevin is also for the players. He have a great chemistry, a relationship with each player. He really care about the human being behind the hockey player. They care about the family. And Marc Bergevin thinks we don't see behind the wall what he bring on the table. Marc now is going to have a big decision to do. Can he sign his contract of 3 years he got for Josh Molson, or he just finish his last year as a general manager, and that will be over for him. A lot of things happening for the next couple of weeks in the Montreal Canadiens organization to see if Marc Bergevin is going to return with the Montreal Canadiens. So, guys, this concludes another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Hopefully, you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on the YouTube channel and on Facebook page. Please, if you enjoyed this video, click on the likes and finally leave us your comments about this best contract for the Montreal Canadiens NHL 2021-2022. I wish you an amazing, great, blessing day. I look forward to see you for the next video. Et finalement, je vous souhaite une très belle journée, mes amis. On se revoit plus tard pour une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur, Coach Frenchy.